Hello and welcome back, you guys. Over 1,000 videos on the channel, and I've never actually recorded while, being able to control the game. I don't say play the game because I'm not going to be playing the game right now. I'm just going to be talking about it. So, we need to talk about Ranked, and we need to talk about the future of Fall Guys. So, Ranked has been here. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, or maybe it's been 2 weeks as of the time of you're seeing this. And I have some thoughts, and by that same token, I have some thoughts on the future of the game. Ranked. I do not think it is good. And I'm going to tell you why. So let's go over here. This is pretty fancy. You can see I'm Silver 2. I have played maybe 10 ranked games. And I think 7 of those were on stream about 2 weeks ago, so you could do the math there. But here's my issue with Ranked. There's 42 days remaining, as we see here, and we have seen a lot of people get Superstar. That is a problem. Why is that a problem? Well, it shouldn't be so easy. And this isn't me gatekeeping Superstar. This isn't me being salty, right? I haven't even played that much. It shouldn't even be possible. So, for example, we've seen actually some very good players get Superstar already. That shouldn't even be possible. It should be a long grind sort of situation. How they do that, I don't know. Maybe it's more difficult to level up by way of it. You need more points, or maybe you need to win and win alone. At that rate, you'll still see, the best players get Superstar rather quickly, but you'll definitely see less players. Another thing is that, and it kind of goes hand in hand with that, is theoretically, you could get to Superstar status only losing. Only losing. And let's be honest. I've only won 4 ranked matches, and you see I'm already, on Silver tier. And that is also a problem. And I say that as someone who's probably going to get to Superstar by losing a bunch and winning only a couple times. But I'm just being honest. It's a problem that you can ranked up by losing. And again, this isn't me gatekeeping that, right? I don't want to see people fail or people struggle, but this is a ranked mode that we're looking at, and I don't think it makes much sense that in this ranked mode of the best, you can just level up by making the finals or getting second place every time. I think that's a problem. Now, one thing I will say is I like the rewards here. I look at this and I think that this makes sense. I like the cosmetic, for example. I like the crowns. I like that. And another thing I understand is that you don't get the rewards until the end of the cycle. However, that only really makes sense if you're playing the entire cycle, right? If you have to grind the entire time or a good chunk of it. If you're someone who grinds it out in a week or less, then that's a problem, because now what they've done is there's no incentive for continuing to play, right? And yet, you have to wait to get your reward. So what's going to happen? People, and this is happening right now, people are going to grind out, get to Superstar, and stop playing. And we predicted this on day 1. And then what's going to happen is in the final 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 weeks, nobody's going to be playing ranked. All the best players are already going to be done, and then it's not even going to feel like a ranked mode, because they're already done and there's no further incentive to play. Yes, there's going to be some stragglers. There's going to be some people still playing. Sure. But big picture, all those best players are going to be done. And then what's ranked going to be? It's going to be a glorified skill-based matchmaking solos game. This is what it's going to be, if that, right? And that's a huge problem. So I do understand the logic of the rewards coming at the end of the cycle. However, it doesn't check out when hypothetically, you don't even need to play half of the cycle. You could get it done in a week or 2. I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to sound braggadocious, but if this was back when I played hours and hours and hours a day, I swear to you, I would have found a way to grind out Superstar in 2 days. Not by skill, I'm not saying that. But I would have played enough and lost enough in the finals and then gotten a few wins, like 30% of the time, 40% of the time, to get it. I guarantee you that. So, And that what that tells you is it's not as much a question of skill. Sure it is, but it's a question of who's just willing to play the most. And I get that, and I'm okay with that, but it needs to be a longer process from start to finish, I think. The round pool, we're not even going to really discuss here. What I will say is that it's not good. It's not bad. They have done some things to fix it, I understand. So it's not the worst thing. However, Hexagon and Blast Ball and Crummy Creative Finals do not belong in there. Add Hexaring, keep Roll Off, and really right there, you're already pretty solid. Circle of Slime is good, I think. So, is it the worst? No. Could it be better? Yes. But in any case, they have listened to feedback on some fronts. They reduced the, commonality of points rounds, if you will. I can't think of the word. The frequency, sorry. They reduced the frequency of points rounds, which I think is a good change, like Bubble Trouble. I know they also replaced that Crummy round with, I believe it was Slime Climb. Sorry, this is what happens when you go off the top. But in any case, my final thoughts, I do believe that ranked is lacking in many areas. I see their vision, I do. I'm not like, oh my gosh, what were they thinking? I see the vision, but I'm not totally keen on it, right? So that leads me into my next point. What is the future of Fall Guys now? And this is always a question we've asked and answered on this channel, either in live streams or in videos. And I understand this is sort of devolving into a yapathon, but what did you expect? This is a discussion video, so I'm sorry. It's not good. It's not good. The future of Fall Guys is not good. And in fact, this is the first time in this channel's life where I don't even really want to play the game. I went from grinding, I had months where I would get 15, 20 crowns a day. I've played maybe 4 duo shows, 3 ranked knockouts in the past week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. So it's not good. Me personally, I have very little motivation, and I just think that this game, unfortunately, love it as I do, has reached its, I don't want to say the end, but it's reached its growth potential. And the only way someone's going to play now is if they truly, truly love this game and they're a diehard. I don't think it's going to get a lot of new players, and I don't think it's going to keep a lot of new players. And I do think there's going to be some like old vets, who have played way too much, as you can see from the 10,000 crowns up there, who are just kind of over it. So with that being said, I really don't know what the future of this channel is. Of course, summer is approaching, so that is good. We also have Variety Games Moose, which is also good. I want to play Minecraft and things over there. But in terms of the channel, man, I don't know. But with that being said, those are my thoughts on ranked. I'm curious to know what you think. And I will see you next time.